When I was young, do you remember we used to go on the roadside and we used to stand on those roads nga twesoka emmotoka eyo yange nga mulimu n'ebikondesebwa.
Naawe yebadde yange eyo yange. Welcome to another edition of Ktalks, where it's about love, joy, happiness, and fun. I'm Gonza, the host of your show today, and I'm co-hosting with my friend here, King, a very happy guy, full of fun and jokes.
Oh yeah.
He was telling me to prepare for jokes, and in my mind I was like, what if you make a joke and people don't laugh? It's a bit inconveniencing, but yeah, here we are, here to discuss issues that affect us everyday life, what you go through every day, and we shall look forward to your contribution, to your sharing. Put up something in the comment section. We'll be glad to receive it and respond to it in case of anything. And today is another session where we look forward to sharing with you our thoughts on different topics that as they come by. We look forward to having a good show.
True.
So nice having you on the show, man.
True.
How are you doing?
True. Man, I'm so good.
Yeah.
I'm so good. Last time we were here, we were discussing about the heat, but it seems like the heat is not coming down.
No, it's soon.
There is a hidden agenda between the heat and the world, so sometimes there are things you see and you cannot even comprehend. But you know, if I was God, I think cities, I would be denying them too much rain.
Okay.
And those people in the farm, those are the people I would be giving them a lot of rain, because it will help them grow crops, and somehow it will be more beneficial for them than for us who are this side.
True.
Yeah.
You know a saying that says, "Atalina manyo katonda gwa wenyama." The people there in the village, when they see when they are cursing, and then for us here we're also cursing. We really better ourselves and capitalize on these things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video on social media of some Chinese children, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and they're making doughs, real life doughs. These are the doughs I think they send to other continents or Africa. And our children, when you are 5 years, what were you doing? At 5, you just told me,
bro,
a preamble of your.
When I was young, do you remember we used to go on the roadside and we used to stand on those roads nga twesoka emmotoka eyo yange nga mulimu n'ebikondesebwa.
Naawe yebadde yange eyo yange.
You know,
I know.
And then one time my uncle finds us like arguing, nakambia eyo yange walemeddeko nti eyo yo. And he's like, chiche chiva yo. And this guy with his full senses, 32 teeth, sat down, yatuula wansi nga yeebuuza kiki ekibalwani. Ne tumuteerako, wamma twagenze ku kkubo ne tulaba emmotoka, nze ne mugamba nti yange, ono naye n'agiremerako. Okiraba?
And you end up in fights.
That guy looked at us and is like, he just stood up and left.
Oh my God.
So for me, when I was 5, instead of manufacturing dolls and vehicles and toys, for me, I was nali nesoka motoka munange.
I also tell you something about when I was
nali nesoka motoka kozi n'okuzanya ebya mama ne taata.
Why you end up being caned when you're found doing real mom and dad stuff? I'll tell you a preamble about my childhood. For me, there's one story I vividly remember. So we go to visit from the village. Me and my mom, we go to visit another auntie.
In the village?
Yeah. No, in town. You know, in Buganda, the sister to your mom is actually
your mom.
Your mom.
Yeah.
So we went to visit another mother of ours. And we had gone to Nachivubo Stadium. There was a soccer game. So she took us there. Unfortunately, it was between the rivals in Uganda Premier League. It was between, in those days, it was Express and Villa. So as they were playing, the game became heated. You know, for us here in Africa, we do things differently. Stones started flying here and there. So, so we took off, and we were able to survive all that fracas. However, tear gas was fired in the pitch. So my mom tells my other mom, you know what? From the village, there's no tear gas, and I hear it is very painful. I want to face it. Now, instead of my mother going alone, she went with me.
And man,
My friend,
your eyes.
first and foremost, the Odumon collapsed. We came back, and the eyes.
But I've had an experience with tear gas, and
I'll never forgive that
it's not
woman.
something that you'd ever wish. So for this woman, although mukade alabanga tear gas type,
She was like, Baba, I have to go and see
and
how
test
this tear gas is. Instead of going for all the things alone, she went with me. That was my first time of experiencing tear gas, and my friend, it's not something I desire. The next time it was at university, but that one was a killer for me. I forgive my mother for that because she's long gone.
Who carried who?
My friend. Actually, I also took off. Then they brought her with water, and the eyes were red.
Auntie, yeah, I got testing tear gas. You joking with tear gas, man? Hey.
So yeah, that was my childhood story, and it was very interesting how someone, it's also about happiness, where you find joy in chaos, where you find something positive about the different things that affect us, because the world is already hard on us in so many ways. If you're married, some of us then fear talking to our wives because you could end up telling her that your girlfriend chucked you, and
But you know what I'm imagining? I'm imagining you and your mom. I'm sorry. You guys have gone to the stadium and now they are firing tear gas. And this woman, instead of taking you out of danger, she really dragged you.
We had actually escaped. We escaped. You know, the gates at that moment are narrow, like because one was pushing through. We actually stepped out and we went. Reaching there, she told her sister, Baba, I have to go and I test tear gas. I want to have this. But my mom was stubborn. And now since I have grown, I can now understand what it means to be a man to tag such a lady, because that was a tough one. And you can't say no as a child.
So you've mentioned something and you've reminded me those times when I was a bit little. We used to love going out. That's when you get to put on your best clothes.
Yeah.
You get to put on your best shoes.
With glasses.
With colored ones. Colored ones and shoes ezikula zikusange. Is it twakulaga zisanga oba zezitusanga?
Okula zisanga. They're usually bigger than you, so you grow into them.
You grow with them.
Yeah. So
this specific day we are going to also town to meet one of my mom's friends.
Yes.
Yali ava bweru. So, back then, people who used to go abroad were, hey,
the real thing,
the real deal.
Yeah.
Mbu yakoze eki yalinye ku nnyonyi. Ha! Alalalala. The whole village gathers. So, this specific day, we are going to meet one of her friends in town, and I do my Sunday best. Msajja nyumye tugenze. So, as you're walking on the streets of Kampala, I don't remember we're in Kampala or Nairobi, one of the two. So my mom had a tendency, because she was tall and I was too short. Yeah, she used to hold me by my hand. But then I would get tired and pull myself off her, and I hold her skirt.
Yes.
I used to hold her skirt by the tail. So you would trail with that skirt.
Like a goat on a rope.
So we are moving, and then we reach a place where there are a lot of people. And man, the movement becomes too fast for me. How one step, I'm doing like 16 of mine. So we are moving. And then boom, I hit myself on some lady.
Ah. And you lost hold of the.
And it was a disaster. It was out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
And I lose my grip.
Oh my God.
Man, facing up, they're like,
And they're downtown
I think, I don't remember, but it was in a downtown kind of setup
with more people.
with a lot of
I
people.
know.
Facing up, I'm trying to look for my mom. I cannot see this woman.
Oh.
Omusajja, noonya maama wange simulaba, noonya maama wange simulaba. So ngenda okulingiza nga ndaba omukyala yuli eri. I rush. Well, I rush when I'm crying. Mama, mama. So I hurriedly reach, and I reach this lady very quickly, and I hold her, Mama. And then the lady looks down and she's like, I don't know what. Man,
Who are you?
who are you? Do you know the face, the kind of face I had? Like, hold on, this is that day.
Oh my God.
I stood there, started looking for my mom with tears. Mbere yaho ngenda okulaba ngengolo enkute.
That's what I'm saying. Next, African mothers in that case, instead of consoling with you, we just cane you.
Gwe, the kind of knock I had on my head.
Oh my God.
Wesiriwaza biki otambula otunudde wawe n'omagala.
Aye.
Interesting one, but sometimes when you sit down and remember these things that you went through,
Yeah.
right now you can laugh about them.
True. Definitely.
But then, and trust you me, since then, whenever mom used to say, "Are we going?" I'll be like,
No. Mommy, I'm staying home.
I'm staying.
You go your own things.
So she would tell my uncle, "Oh no, mwana we mugamba tugende tayagala kutambula nange."
It's not easy to be an African child for sure. It's never
It's
easy.
a struggle.
Always. But I think our mothers were also a bit tougher. In those days, you could be there playing football or running, and then you fall. You'll have bruises all over you. Oh, why are you crying? Good day. That just kills you.
Oba akugumiikiriza ng'akunaaza eryebwa lyayisaako ekikuuti. And you're like, woman.
But then we're so grateful to them because they have really turned us into the men that we are. Because you see, the world is so tough. And it's such things that when we grow, we relate to and we appreciate this kind of people. They taught us for the rigors of the road. Could have been the hard way or the wrong way, but honestly, it's working. It is so tough. You find out that people who didn't go through such experiences, they are struggling. They don't know the real test of toughness of this world. The world is so cruel that's going to judge you as a person. And for us men, it's even a bigger hassle because there are so many reasons for you to just be grateful to these people. Take a look at like your father. That's why for me, from my father, I now learn. That's why I never cheat. Because cheating is so bad that have you ever been there and you feel like, for example, the person you're there jazzing with your fiancé or with your wife, you mention another name.
Which kind of cheating would that be that you even reach to mention somebody else's name when
You
you're
see,
with your
when you're
lover?
so excited, you want to tell your friend about this new found friend. Really?
Until you mention a female figure, my friend, you're looking for that death.
Life is already a hassle enough. So that's why we try our level best to ensure that amidst all the different chaos, the different issues that we face, we find some reason to smile because it's never easy under different circumstances. There was something I was looking at. A friend of mine was jazzing me of a story of how he was having a very good relationship with his wife, but it was sustained by another relationship somewhere. So the girlfriend actually chucked the guy.
Which one?
He has a wife. He's a married man with a wife and children, but he has a girlfriend somewhere. The girlfriend chucks the guy. The guy told me, my friend, I almost told my wife that they checked me. The woman saw that the
In
guy
what
wasn't.
kind of confusion can you be?
That's what I mean. I don't cheat. I came from such stuff. You're like,
Imagine you getting back home and you're like, your wife is asking you, babe, what's not happening? And you're like,
Bachai.
you start like, eh, abantu bazibu,
Women.
utandika with,
Women are not easy.
people are not easy. People are not easy. What happened? You talk to me. I'm like,
People.
imagine you can do everything for people, but they don't appreciate. You start, you start from the end rather than starting from the beginning. No.
Oh my God.
That one is not advisable.
And that is where it stops. You just continue saying, people are not easy. Baby, babe,
You tell,
darling,
I'm
these
here.
people, babe, just
Ngotandika. My girlfriend has broken up with me.
hey, that is how
Ebisiripa.
brother's funeral is tomorrow. Right
Nga
away.
batandika okulangirira agataliiko nfuufu.
Tomorrow we're going for burial. That's how brother King that's how he ended his life, by committing suicide.
Suicide
By the way,
she was killed.
if you want peace under the sun,
Mm.
I think we should pray for the grace of God to help us escape these other ladies. God gives you grace to have one woman,
Mhm.
and you appreciate her, and you have that grace to overlook other women.
Mm.
That is one of the biggest blessings you can ever have under the sun. Because I don't know how God made us men, but you already have one, is already hard enough for you,
And you want to add on
and
somebody.
you want to add. And look at there's a saying that olaba obutiko obukulemye okufumba ate ogamba mulonda ebijanjaalo.
Mbu.
So translate as mushrooms. You can't boil mushrooms.
If making mushrooms
Make
is a
them ready.
challenge.
Yes. And
Now
you want
how
to
comes
do dry
you
beans,
want to
moreover.
do dry beans?
So
interesting. Now, man, who came up with these giggles, man?
but you know, those people were wise. Those people have things they did. They say that you can relate to now when you're old. You can understand them.
But for
That's
you
why
can relate with them.
there's so many. There was one which says go onyegere yali kusamba. You know what that means? For example, I find you sick or very broke.
Mm.
I lift you. I give you connections. I do everything. I front you. How I can see some people turn against others.
Mm.
For example, it could be maybe like a person who housed you,
Mm-hmm.
fed you,
Mm.
like a child and a parent. This is your parent, one who fed you, took you to school. I've seen uh, chameleon's child attacking the guy like nothing.
Man.
North, west, east, south, and center. That is the real meaning of that proverb.
Sometimes, sometimes, I beg to differ with you on Chameleon's child.
Okay.
I wouldn't want us to really dive really deep into his stories, but when you're not in someone's shoes, you cannot understand a lot. And sometimes parents tend to think that for you, you are immune to pain. They can do everything that they can do to you, and for you, you can just have to stomach and move on past it as if it's something that hasn't happened. And yet, we are humans. I am flesh just like you, my father, or just like you, my mother. You see? So, whatever you do to me hurts me.
Yeah.
You see? And mainly when it comes to the boy child, you know, boy child most of the times tend to shock absorb
Yeah.
a lot of
They
things that
tank a
happen.
lot of things.
You see?
True.
So for Chameleon's son, I believe everything has where it starts from. And by the time your own child comes up and bashes you on social media, I feel like there is a lot that is unsaid, And for us who are outside, it's better we just listen and we do not judge.
That one is well said. Don't listen and don't judge.
Mm.
But I don't think that child is right, because you see, when you come out on social media and you blast your father like that, social media is going to applaud you. Social media didn't feed you. Social media didn't raise you. Social media didn't give birth to you. Social media is full of people with different minds. You realize that children, people who are even bashing this guy who are supporting the child, are fellow millennials, children of 20 years. As a man, I think the older we grow as men, the more we can relate to different situations or circumstances. Have you ever gone out, let's say to a bar to watch football on a Wednesday night, and find there married men seated alone on the counter, taking a bottle of beer after beer? Usually these people are rich men. They go back home at past 1 a.m.
When everyone is asleep.
when everyone is asleep. You do not know what this guy is going through at home. You have no idea what this guy is going through at home. Now, when you grow into such kind of responsibility, into such kind of money, into such kind of environment, it's when you can understand that the men who were in bars late at night weren't there because they were all bad, but they were there because of situations. Now, Chameleon being a superstar, he is prone to so many things. By the virtue of the fact that he's a superstar, he is prone to so many challenges, temptations. He can definitely fall off a rail. The possibility of him falling off is so higher than.
So high.
Look at P. Diddy. Look at Jay-Z. Look at Chris Brown saga. Look at R. Kelly. These are big people. I don't think Chameleon is so special compared to those guys. But that put aside, because justifying a wrong is not right.
Correct.
But as a child, I think it is going over and above yourself to attack your parent, more so on social media. What's social media going to do? You see, as you're doing that, actually, there is a group applauding you, a very useless group. They are very broke. All they have are their phones and data. All they have is their phones basically, and maybe a following on social media. Then there is an elite group that is full of people with connections, CEOs, businessmen, business gurus, who would give you a connection. Do you think a responsible man, a father to a child, can reason with that boy easily?
As I said, by the time it comes out to social media, there must be something that has pushed. Because this kid in the beginning was trying to cover for the father.
How?
You
How
remember
was
that
he
the first time
covering
this
for the
kid
father?
came up, he was like trying to ask guys, you guys who are near my father, you're letting my father down. You are the people who are supposed to be helping him. You're the people who are supposed to be guiding him. You see, this guy is in the bar from Monday to Monday. Akerayo na asulayo.
But also,
You see,
it is the bar that
this
fed
kid,
you, isn't it?
hold on. This kid is a child. He sees Chameleon as a father.
Yeah.
He doesn't see Chameleon as a superstar. You and I will see him as a superstar, but for the child, you will see him as a father.
Mm.
And for you, what you would find so fine,
Yeah.
for him, he wouldn't find fine.
Yeah.
You see, no child wants to be in a home where there is no father or mother. I don't believe there is any child who would want that.
Yeah.
But when circumstances push to that, what comes up out of it?
Definitely resistance,
You see.
hatred.
So by the time this lady, this child is there in the house and is seeing what the dad is doing to the mom, what kind of trauma is the child getting?
What was the father doing to the child, to the mom?
He was beating the mom.
Really?
Yes. He also mentioned that there is a day he carried him over the balcony and said he will kill him. So there is a lot of things that happen
That's traumatizing.
that is really traumatizing. And by the time someone comes out and says, guys, I don't give
Okay.
anything.
So when it comes to social media, what is it solving?
So you know, social media, we tend to look at the bad side of this of social media, but social media has also got its own goodness.
Mm.
There are a lot of people who are in the same situation with them, and whenever he gets out and shares this with the world, there are people who are going to comfort him. You see, are going to tell him, you know what, in as much as you're going through this,
They're
you're
going
not
to
alone.
relate.
You see,
They're going to support.
that's the major thing why people are on social media. Others, yes, majority of the people are there just to get the following and the publicity and the fame, but others are just there to air out their issues because they feel that's where most people who listen, who don't care about you. You see, um, if this kid was to go to his aunt, maybe Chameleon's mom, sorry, sister or brother, do you think they will listen to him?
Mm, I think they would if
They
they're
would not.
the objective. I think they
They
would.
would not.
Okay.
Why? Number one thing, they feel like, when you become a big name, people start worshiping you.
Yeah.
In here in Buganda, we have a saying that omgaga takolachi
Tagambo ako.
tagambwako. The one who has money, yeah, they're the ones who give.
Gaga tasobya.
Tasobya,
Mugaga
tayogera
omukulu.
bubi,
Mukulu tasobya.
semanya bichi. You feel, eh?
Mm.
So this kid, maybe he knew the aunties will not assist this kid, but social media don't care.
Yeah.
For them, they will tell you how it is raw.
Yeah. And
You
that's
see,
where they're going. Unfortunately, that's where they're going to stop. I wish they would come out and help, but they don't help. Remember, even
they do help.
that same story that happened with this guy who was disowned. Oh, Tamale, the boy they disowned, and the problem was not the issue in the family because
Mm,
families have issues. You
mm,
concur with me on that?
I do.
I don't know what's wrong with our families. I think that's why the Western people
Mm,
don't even have families that are close.
mm.
But for us as Africans, families have issues. Oh my God. Out of the blue, a guy will come nowhere, is like, this land is mine. Those are like, it is not yours. Before you know it, one dies. So you bewitched him. Before you know it, the family is a mess.
Commotion.
It is disturbing. Families have problems. But I think solving these family issues on social media is a problem. Because those who want the likes, who want the views, they will definitely come. They will tell you to brag about it, to do. But at the end of it all, there is something that will click into your mind. Those details you talked about are not justified. They don't have evidence. The guy
We
can
don't have evidence. True.
the guy can come out clearly and say, I never did that. You know, when you're a person in the
And do you think,
limelight,
before I take you off, do you think Chameleon would come out and say,
exactly. But at the same time, do you know that the boy could be lying?
but with
Because,
Chameleon's history,
yeah,
with
is it?
Chameleon's history,
And family history, actually. These guys
I would,
are not
if it
easy.
was something like who Mr. Chisemakula,
Eh,
you would be like,
mm,
this person doesn't. But Chameleon is known to be a fighter.
yeah, true,
Hmm?
true,
He's known to be a beat.
true.
I saw one clip when they were on this burial for this rich tycoon who died in South Africa,
Ivan,
Zari's husband.
Ivan.
Yakuba omusajja yakuba abantu, and I'm like, okay.
There was one when he caned some guy. You have a Range Rover with a stick, and he caned a border guy. I was like,
Eh. Now
it's unbelievable.
you see, those are the things that you look
How can
out.
you cane me?
Anti naye yandimufunidde kibooko,
Jesus
kaye
Christ.
namusakatamu kibooko
Yeah,
katini.
yeah.
But
So
anyway,
I can clearly understand for sure.
there is always a lot behind the scenes. For us, we just know nothing but just the little glimpse that has been brought to light.
Mm.
But there is a lot that happens
Out
behind
and
the
it's
scenes,
unsaid behind there.
and a lot. People are hurt.
True.
People are hurt. And this, the one who said that Omzade Tasovia, for me, I don't find that's a good notion at
For
all.
you are there.
I don't find it.
In Africa, that notion is never about fairness, about right. I ever been there and you're watching TV in the sitting room, and I know the person puffs nafua. Look at you, the young one, and you're,
nekikubirawo
and you're
va
like,
wano kitufunge olwire okujjawo kiyitawo
bannange, what are you saying? Oyogera ki?
Hey, this African
What
setups
did
man
this child eat? Beans and eggs plus
kisiba kibyalya
silverfish.
tekitegeera
And I told him.
naye nga ye yafuuye. Actually,
now,
growing up, do you know growing up, you never used to see your parent going to the washroom?
No, never.
Bali bagendayo batya naawe?
Nange.
Eh?
Babaza.
Eh?
A lot of things happen, by the way, backstage there that you don't know as your
Gwe.
child, and you can't tell.
I had never seen any old person mbu yunaava mu toyi oba yunaagenda mu toyi. The toilet was always open for us. Naye nga baali tebagenda mu toyi
They did.
oba bali bagenda mu z'abaneighbour.
That's something we're talking about when you say that, where people get all these proverbs from. There are so many things that those people could sit down, think about, and come up with a saying about it. So it should be a lesson for us as we are turning into adults and parents, that whatever you do to a child, you have to be extremely careful and know what to do. Whatever you do now, the child is young, it will come back to you when the child is old. They remember, they see, and they don't forget.
And they don't forget.
They may never forgive you for what you did to them when they are
Actually,
young.
they can laugh, they can do everything. They can even do a lot of things for you. But man, the kind of grudge they have for you, if given an opportunity, they will do something so
There
bad.
is someone I had say, okay, they were talking in private, like, for us, we just wait for our father to become old enough and we attack the children. I was like, what did this guy do to his children?
Yeah.
And usually it is about the father, not the mother. So should we say that mothers are gods
Mothers are not gods.
in the making?
In our last conversation, we spoke about mothers. And the thing about mothers are available.
Yeah.
They are there. Trust you me, even if the mother is doing 17 businesses,
Yeah.
she'll always have time for her children. Also, fathers do. Some fathers out there, shout out to them, those who really take care of their children single-handedly, and they bring up grown-up children, boys, girls who are respected in the community. So it also depends, but nurturing and that patience, it's one of the traits of the women.
True.
Yeah.
That's what gives them an edge over men. And no matter how much you fight as a man, you may not easily cross the bridge to the other side.
So you've mentioned about women, and was it yesterday or yesterday but one? We went to this pharmacy to buy medicine.
Yeah.
Medicine, and this lady comes in. I couldn't stop myself from laughing. She was nicely dressed, and she was putting on kakondo heels,
Looking hot.
Huh? But now what killed me a lot was I looked at her, admired up to the floor, and I met a disaster. The shoes she was wearing, very nice high heels, they were big in the front. So her feet kept sliding past the shoe.
I think it's women who can relate to that.
This is the shoe. And every time she walked, you'd see like she's folding her toes,
and she's struggling
so that she can hold
They can stay
the
on the
floor
shoe.
of the shoe with her nails.
That should be very
But
uncomfortable.
it was all in vain because she tries to make a larger step, the toes pass out. So yatuuse ekiseera n'alaba nga this disaster tajja gisobola.
Abikoye.
She just had to pass her feet out.
Like mfachi.
N'akwasa ebigere bye wali mu maaso n'akwata engato ye ebigere bye. I was with my girlfriend,
Aye.
and I laughed. Every minute I was just looking at her, and she couldn't give me any peace. Nga siba yeetala ye bwe yeereetawo mu maaso
I
gange.
think high heels are very uncomfortable.
The heel was fine. The heel was fine. But the straps that hold the toes,
They were
you know,
large, so couldn't
yeah,
grip the
they
feet.
couldn't grip the feet. So kati bambi yabadde atambula ng'ebigere abizinze so that she could like hold the grip with her nails. Naye ne bigaana. Ekigere yakiyisizzaamu n'akwata engatto eno mu maaso musolo. Are you seeing what I'm doing? And that was the deal breaker.
What?
I kept laughing. And I'm like, God, I'm not going to laugh anymore. And boom, she brings herself to my face. Boom, she brings herself to my face. It was just a disaster.
So,
But anyway.
you talked about women in that regard. I want to talk about men too. Yesterday, as I was riding on my bike, coming from somewhere, that junction of Kavusu, that junction, coming from Natete, close to go to Ndeba, then coming from down Nalukorongo, you cross to Kavusu. So we're there riding, and you see the traffic lights and the border guys keep coming and going, you know. So as we are riding, the traffic lights release us. You see, when they are released, the border guys speed as fast as they can. So there was one that was coming from the petrol station and collided with this one that were coming. A very big bag of I saw border men fly. They came, hey, Tova. They came, put away those that were injured, carried their motorcycles, and rode away like nothing happened. I was like,
They become an ambulance.
I was like, these are fathers. Men are unsung heroes. When I was seeing that, I was talking to Alvin on phone. Alvin had the clash. He was like, what is that? I told him, borders have just crushed themselves. And after they had got the accident, everyone went on their bike. The passengers were there limping. They went away walking. The girls just picked up their bike and rode out.
As if nothing had happened. Man, let me tell you.
That's what fathers go through. You know, when your father goes out there, he's not coming back on time. You have no idea how much you go through as a man to keep that home afloat. You see, ladies just buy for you socks and they make
sure that
like
they bought
you are reminded
the whole company.
Even when you are asleep, you are reminded they bought you socks. We have just finished Valentine. I don't know how many of you guys here have girlfriends and got something you done for Valentine. Did you get something, Steve? Did you get something on Valentine?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, really? From a guy, a girl?
A girl.
Your girlfriend? Oh, wow. Lucky you. For you, lucky they love you. But I would, with a lot of authority, say over 90% of guys didn't get a thing for Valentine. Now, but they're also human. They also
from
matter.
What one? You know, that's also a question.
If is Valentine specifically for ladies?
No, from what one? Because you're saying if the ladies didn't give the guys Valentine, so I'm asking what ladies? Because when you're to notice, most men here, out here, can count. So which one? Because there is Sheila, there is Mary, there is Jen.
When you were starting, I told him I don't cheat, so I don't know.
No, I'm just asking. It's just a simple question.
I don't know.
It's just a simple question. I was just asking. But anyway, Valentine went on, and I think it was also the same